Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Weekly Roundup. I was just saying it's wild. It's the last time I'm going to say that. I am going to cover a few updates and then provide a little bit of a summary at the end as well. So first things first, hopefully you've seen the good news. The Main Street Bridge is set to reopen next week. Obviously, like anything with the bridge, it's weather dependent and still a couple of items that need to get done, but ZTI and DOT felt confident in sharing that the bridge should be open to traffic by the end of next week. There will still be some work that happens after, minor things that may interrupt parking from time to time, but the road should be open to traffic. So we are going to try to throw together a ribbon cutting that day when we don't know yet what time it'll actually open. But then there's obviously a great group of folks planning a larger event to really usher out this period of time. So good news on the bridge. Also, on the Riverside Park bathrooms, we will begin opening bathrooms pretty quick here. We typically do that around April 15th. The Riverside Park bathrooms will indeed reopen, but again, as I shared before, we may have intermittent closures. Thankfully, we had some really great local contractors step up and are willing to make some of that corrective work. So you will also begin to see some work happen at that site. So will be open, will not be open. It's going to kind of be intermittent back and forth as those corrections are made to that building, but grateful that we're able to finally move forward. The fire station, speaking of moving forward, the fire station is so close. The fire station we're probably looking at around a month before we'll be moving over to the new station. And as such, that means I get to share that we will be hosting a grand opening for the public. So please pencil in June 8th. That is the day, it's a Sunday, not graduation weekend from what I've been told. We will be having a wonderful public open house and event to really just open up that wonderful space to our fire personnel and obviously to the community as well. So please plan on that date. One last item to mention is we have gotten a new website. So if you haven't seen the new website yet, please check it out. And the good news is you can check it out from your phone. So with this new website, it does have an app. So that's in both Apple and Android versions. So please check that out. You also are going to experience an improved search function. We have quick links for online services like Rec Desk and paying tickets or paying utility bills. There's also a really nice event calendar and then a news feed for our latest updates. So please make sure that you check out our new website, or better yet, download the app. I know something people talk about quite a bit, obviously we all do in local government, is roads. And something that we've been working on as we look at this transition of time is we want to be able to really equip the new council and the new mayor with great information. So our engineering division put together a nice summary of road work, and I want to take a minute to go through it here. If you're not interested in roads, who isn't? But if you aren't, you can go ahead and skip past this section, but I'm going to talk about roads for just a moment. So the period of time that we looked at is the last 10 years, and I'm going to share a little bit of specifics about particular roadwork projects, but I want to start first with some numbers. So we looked at the last 10 years of road work, and the average over the last 10 years is 2.2 miles. So from 2015 to 2025, road work, reconstruction, resurfacing, road maintenance, 2.2 is our average amount of miles per year. In the last 6 years, so in my time as mayor, that average is 2.4 miles, so nothing monumentous. But I think what's important to demonstrate here is we have increased our spending on roads quite a bit. So to run through it, 2015, I'm just going to go year by year, 3.4 miles, 16, 1.6, 17, 1.4, 18, 1.6, 2019, 2.4, 2020, 1.4, 21, 2.2, 22, 2.3, 23, 2.0, 24, 2.5, and then 25 for this year, we have a plan of 1.5. The reason I'm sharing that is because you'll see there's not a ton of difference there, not a ton of difference in the average, but there is a difference in the spending. Not only have we increased our borrowing for roads by $250,000, but we've also gotten millions of dollars in grants, and it isn't moving the needle that much. So something to be mindful of, it's not, do more roads, it's at what cost. And I think that's just really important data for people to have as we kind of segue into this new council and new mayor and a new approach perhaps as to how we do these items. The other thing that I wanted to share is the roads we've covered, and this is something I'm really proud of. In the last 6 years, we've really worked to combine through Public Works the way we approach the roads that we do. It's not just the surface of the road, it's also the utility underground. It's if it's a major arterial or not. And so I'm just going to touch on a few that I think are really important. So in 2015, we did Milford Street, South 2nd Street, East Milwaukee Street, and 6 or 7 other streets. I'm not mentioning the neighborhood roads. 2015, Carriage Hill Drive, Endeavor Drive. 2016, River Drive, West Street. In 2017, we did a lot of neighborhood roads, but we also did North Concord Avenue. 2018 was a lot of work in the neighborhood streets, but we also did work on Milford Street and West Street. In 2018, we also were on North Water Street. 2019, we hit up Concord Avenue again. In 2020, we were on East Division Street. 2021, Dayton Street, 12th Street, Water Street. These are major arterials: Air Park Drive, North 4th Street, West Spalding Street, East Main Street, when we redid the entire resurfacing of Main Street. In 2023, we did South Washington Street. Again, each of these years, a lot of other neighborhood roads. Last year, we did Oconomowoc Avenue, Boomer Street, East Horseshoe Road. The point of this is if you live in any area of the city, there's certainly, this year we have a lot of neighborhood streets as well. We've worked to do a lot of neighborhood road work, but we've also worked to focus on those major arterials in and out of the community. And with that, with those major topics covered, I just wanted to take an opportunity to share my gratitude with you all. These last 6 years have just been a tremendous period of time for our community, for me as a person and professionally growing in this role. And we've done it with really tough issues. I'm going to rattle through a few of them here so we can remind ourselves how far we've come. Tough issues like COVID and air quality and the wildfire smoke. Really hard community issues like officer-involved shootings, large community events that had substantial protests, house fires, plane crashes, train accidents, cars that ended up in the river. We experienced the passing of our former mayor who served the city for so many years so wonderfully. We had really difficult ordinances like the vicious dog ordinance and a large change to our special event ordinance. But we also had really great positive things. So I wanted to touch on some of the positives with buildings and infrastructure. I'm going to rattle through these. The library, the town square, the fire station. We are eyeing up new industrial land for the first time in the city in decades on County Highway A. We did Sharp Corner Park, the interurban trailhead. We did a lot of work, and we will continue for years to do a lot of work on seawalls. We improved the Katy Street Bridge. We started redoing our municipal parking lots, which had a lot of deferred maintenance. We finished the city entry sign project for the brand. The brand did city entry signs. We had a lot of neighborhood park improvements like basketball courts, playgrounds, bathrooms, new kayak docks. There's a new field at Brent Quirk called Field Zero. We instituted Cart Park, we updated shelters, and we added the community garden program. We did a ton of work around water quality trading to make sure that we can be compliant with really difficulty in our requirements. And we are leading the way on private and public lead service line replacements. The state may pass a law requiring them to be gone in 10 years. Well, you have been served really well by the team internally and your elected officials. We should, if we receive the funding, we should stay on track to have all those LSLs gone in 7 years. We're 2 years away from that. We've had really wonderful positive improvements in operations. We have a very robust planning strategy with capital plans, park improvement plans, comprehensive plans, and a budgeting process that I am far too proud of and grateful for and will miss very much. We have the most incredible leadership team I've ever worked with, and you all should take such incredible confidence in that leadership team and in the incredible team that supports all of them. The city team is connected and united, and they are working very hard on your behalf, and I'm so grateful to have worked alongside all 200 to 400 of them, depending upon the time of year. We have had growth in our business retention and expansion program. We've changed the way we pick up leaves. We do curbside pickup with leaf bags as well. We've redone the city connection in our city website. We've improved the way that we communicate with you. We've added Badger books at elections, and we've expanded our EMS service to surrounding communities. We've really improved our emergency response. That was something that we honed in on right away in 2019, and thank goodness we did, because not shortly thereafter, we really deployed it with COVID and with the wildfire smoke and with some of the tragedies we've unfortunately had here. We did a lot of advocacy, myself in particular, around Act 12 to get more funding from the state into local units of government, which means we rely on the property tax less. We changed to weekly recycling. Sometimes I forget we even did that. Remember, we only had that every 2 weeks? Now that's weekly. We've had really good community improvements in the health area. We were the first city, one of the first cities in the state before the state passed a law to ban the sale of electronic cigarettes in the city limits to kids under the age of 18. We made some improvements around smoking in public parks. We've worked on cell phones this year and last year and the mental health impacts of that. This year, we passed the deepfake ordinance here locally, which again is something that hopefully other units of government will catch up with. And we've done really great work at live streaming our events. We have brought our city media team to the community and have live streamed sports and community events and meetings. And we've laid really positive groundwork for the future. This council and new mayor and you all will have really good plans to work from the facility improvement plan, which talks about the improvements of all of our city facilities, to a new compensation study plan that needed to be updated, to the Rock River District Plan, which is just an incredible vision for the revitalization of the Rock River area. We have major developments in the pipe, nearly 900 housing units, again, all of which may not come to pass, but to have 900 units in comparison to my 5.5 years in the council, we had like one large major project that I got to work on. So to have those is just such a blessing, and to couple those with the tremendous improvements and enhancements and growth of our local business community as well. And we have the inclusive park, something you're still going to hear me talking about. As we finish the fundraising for that park, we had 2 major donations this week. And so I'm happy to say we are finally under needing to raise $1 million. We've gotten under that mark. And so now we have hundreds of thousands left to fundraise, but we are getting there. And I think what's really important now more than ever really is that we did all of this with people who didn't think alike. Whether it was our internal team or elected officials that we have served with over the last 6 years, there is not one person that I agreed with every time, or they agreed with me every time, or across the U in our council chambers, each other agreed with every time. We had really, really tough circumstances, which I just listed off to you, but we had tremendous outcomes, and we did that with people who were not always on the same page. And we did it, these last 2 years in particular, with the lowest impact to the general fund levy in over a decade. Last year, this 2025 budget, there was no impact to the general fund levy. The year before was the lowest in 10 years before we did this one. And we did that with limited resources, but it is possible. And it's possible because of really great planning. It's possible because of our tremendous internal team. It's possible because of our elected officials that dig in and believe in the strategy and question the strategy, but ultimately support the people that we employ here to do the work we need done. We've done it through creative thinking. We've sought out more grant money than ever before, but that has allowed us to get more work done than ever before. And we've really worked to use the money we have in new ways. And that's possible because of some of the really important staffing decisions that the elected officials have made here in the city. So I leave you all with that. If you are told it can't be done, please question that. Think around it rather than trying to think through it. And I think us thinking around so many of these difficult topics over the last 6 years has allowed us to persevere, and it's allowed us to think in new ways. Before I became mayor, I heard all the time that the city was hard to work with, and I think that wasn't always founded. Certainly, I'm sure there were times we were hard to work with, but there was definitely times we weren't as well. But what that feedback made us do early on is we decided that rather than saying it can't be done, that we would figure out a way to yes. Of course, legally and ethically, but figure out a way to yes. And sometimes the way to yes was too much, too expensive, too long, too hard, but we at least found the path. And whether that was us saying yes or no, or our members of our public saying yes or no, that exercise really taught us to push our own boundaries and figure out how we can serve this city in new ways. And it taught us to evaluate those options even more. So with that, you guys, I am leaving here so grateful and so proud of the work that we've done. I can't say enough about this internal team. They are tremendous public servants for you all. They believe in the work they're doing. They're connected. And of course, we're all, upset a time or two at work. Who isn't? But by and large, they keep showing up for you every single day, and they deserve just the gratitude that you all show to them. So thank you to our internal team and to our elected officials, all of them throughout the years that have worked so hard to make this city a better place. None of it happens without the 9 people that sit in the room and the folks that sit on boards and committees. So if that is of interest to you, or it's something you've even thought about, please just reach out. Ask for more information on how to be a part of a board or committee. We always need people. And it's just a really great way to kind of dip your toe in and serve this community in a different way. I'm so proud of this community. When I first started, I think our own image of ourselves was something that needed the most improvement, and it has. Of course, there's still people that, have a negative vision, and we're never going to win those people over, and we never tried to, but they inspired us. They made us think, how can we continue to make this community even better so that little by little, there's chinks in that armor, and hopefully someday those folks come around. But we didn't need to dwell on that because there were so many people that came around early on and continue to come around, visitors, businesses. It's just really incredible what this community can do if you ask of it. And we have, and we're so thankful that you met us at that ask. What we've achieved has been really incredible, and what will be achieved is even more incredible. So I have a ton of confidence in that. When I asked to be on this council, I was, I don't know, maybe 27. I remember the shoes I was wearing, my calves were shaking, and I was nervous to stand in front of those elected officials and ask them to pick me in a special election to sit on the Common Council. And what I told them is that in my heart, really what I wanted to do was give the next generation a better version of Watertown than I grew up in. And then when I asked to be mayor, I was recently reminded that it's because I stood in front of the community and I asked to be mayor because I believed we were on the precipice of major change. I think we've done it. I think we've made this version of Watertown better for the next generation. I think we've rode this incredible wave of change tremendously well. And I know that we'll continue to well after me and the alders that are no longer going to be on the council. So I'm just really grateful, you guys. I'm grateful that we did it. We had hardships. We didn't always get it right. No one does. But by and large, this community is better because of everyone who's chose to serve it in this last 6 years, community members included. So thank you so much. This has been an honor of my lifetime. I'm grateful. My family is so grateful. We have had just a ride that I can't imagine ever having. I can't imagine anything being the same. To serve your community is something that you can't put a price tag on. And if I can't encourage you all enough to figure out a way to become involved, because when you do, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like an investment in the next generation. And so thank you so much for allowing me to sit in this seat for 6 years and to sit in the council for 5.5 before that. It has truly been an honor. So that's all that I have. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you around. I couldn't say we'll see you next week.
I know.
That's normally what comes out.
I just thought of that. I was like,
Dang it all.
What do you do?